Hello, Sports Club friends. Welcome to Healthy Back. We're going to begin today in a position that is totally comfortable for you. Whatever that looks like, it might be reclining like I am, it might be seated or child's pose, but just put yourself in a position that lets you be totally authentic. There's nothing forced. Just start to breathe in and out through the nose. Regular, steady, rhythmic breaths that gradually deepen and lengthen. No restrictions in the abdomen, so that as the breath becomes expansive enough, the belly rises and falls. And then from wherever you are, find your way to your back. Slide out into that first thing in the morning, full body stretch, arms are long, legs are long. Spend a minute wiggling your fingers and toes, ankles and wrists circle around, inward and out. Just ensuring that there's blood flow and circulation all the way to the extremities. And then with an exhalation, your arms come down to rest at your sides. An inhale lets you bend the knees, and you might even choose to pull them all the way up to your chest. You just start rocking gently side to side. That rocking will gradually get larger and larger. An inhalation opens the arms to T. As you exhale, both knees lower all the way to the right. Inhale passes them back through center. And the exhale carries them to the left. And you'll continue with this dynamic ringing just a handful more times. No particular number of repetitions that you're aiming to complete. Just simply allowing the movement to occur based on the speed and the length of your breath. Warming up the lower back, starting to activate the abdominals. No hurry. The next time that you lower both knees to the right side, leave them. Sink into the rotation, but not forcing it. You might choose to turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees as long as it doesn't bother the neck. The next inhale brings the knees through the center, and the exhalation carries them down to the left side. No expectations of sameness. They aren't necessarily going to go to the same depth or stay there for the same amount of time. Using that information about the differences side to side to help work your way back toward a place of balance, right and left, top and bottom. The next inhale brings the right arm over you. You'll be on your left side in fetal position, just resting a moment. Using the right hand against the floor, pressing yourself to a seated position, coming into cross-legged with the left foot closest to the groin and the right heel under the left shin. Tall and stacked and equally anchored across both sides of your bottom. As you inhale, the arms circle out and up over the head. Thumbs, ears, shoulders, and hips stacked. Working on that postural awareness and postural strength. As you exhale, lower the left arm and the right arm stretches over your head into a side bend, opening up the right waist and the hip. Feeling the ribs expand wide side to side. One last inhalation here. As you exhale, you're going to sweep down over the left leg until you come to a neutral fold over both crossed legs. The chin falls against the chest, the head hangs heavy. Just a nice, soft release. And inhale brings your body back to upright. As you exhale, unfold the legs, little shimmy shuffle. Wiggle, point and flex, circle the ankles. Take the hands to the mat behind you with a slight lean of the upper body. Collarbones are long, shoulders are low. And then drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, rolls the right ear toward the right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear to shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Couple more here, just some easy half neck circles to open up the shoulders, neck. Inhale brings your head to upright, and the body follows. This time we'll come back to cross-legged with the right foot in first and the left heel under the right shin. Sitting tall, and as you inhale, arms circle out and up over the head, feeling the shoulders melt from the ears. Chin is neutral. As you exhale, right hand lowers alongside of you and the left arm stretches overhead in a side bend to the right, opening up the left waist, the hip. If you happen to notice your fingers get cool or tingly here, you might choose to just place the hand at the waist. The side bend is a function of your spine, not the shoulder. As you exhale, sweep down over the right leg until you're in that neutral fold over your crossed legs, just a little deeper release of the glutes. Easy breaths up and down the spine, slow and sweeping. And then the inhale brings you back to upright. Again, unfolding the legs, little shimmy shuffle, work out through the ankles, roll the shoulders too. And then making your way to all fours, however you would like to get there. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. As you exhale, tuck chin and tailbone, round in cat. As you inhale, lift the chin and tailbone, open the chest. Back and forth, working away any of that stiffness. Returning to a neutral spine in your table. Inhale lets you curl under the toes, and the exhale presses the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Feeling the chest press toward the gap between the thighs. And as you exhale, the feet walk all the way forward to the hands. They might come closer together, they might widen apart. The knees might stay soft. Bending the knees, putting one hand in the middle of each thigh. Tucking in the chin as you roll all the way to standing. Bringing the feet together side by side. Hands at the waist. If you have issues with balance, you're welcome to move closer to a wall or a surface to help steady you. You're just going to roll onto the ball of the right foot, shift the weight to the left. Hover the foot above the floor. And then perhaps sole to calf. If you need a taller tree, big toe comes above the knee joint because it is active pressure, foot against leg. And just breathing, arms can be out, they can be up. No worries about the wobbles or bobbles, it's just part of the process. As you exhale, release the arms and the foot. Cleansing breath, big inhale out and up. Empty it out and down. Resetting, hands at the waist, feet together. Rolling onto the ball of the left foot, shifting the body weight to the right. Balance is separate from the pose or the shape. So find your stability and then begin to adjust. Side to side, where you work might be different. Pulling up tall through the right quadriceps and hip. Soft in the shoulders, lifted in the chest. Breath even and deep, in and out through the nose. The harder you fight and struggle to get the balance, the more elusive it becomes. So no worries. As you exhale, release the arms, set the foot to the mat. Cleansing breath. Inhale, arms out and up, and at the top, the palms will press. So you exhale, passing the third eye, lips, heart, walking down to standing forward fold again. Letting the weight of the head gently tug the spine and create some traction. As you exhale, Bend the knees as much as it takes to ground the palms to the mat and walk back to downward facing dog one more time. Shoulder blades tucking themselves into your back pockets. As you exhale, knees lower and separate. Big toes meet lightly behind you. Bottom sits back to the heels and the body melts into the space between the legs for child's pose. The inhale brings you back to all fours table, hands under shoulders, and then you'll step the right foot straight out to the side and sawhorse. As you inhale, spin the right arm up to the sky, an open twist. We're starting to release the groin, working on stability through the shoulder girdle. As you exhale, hand lowers to the mat, the elbows bend and maybe even replace the hands under the shoulders, deeper release of the groin. Breath is smooth and fluid. As you inhale, palms come back to the mat, you come back to sawhorse. Tuck the right knee in underneath you. Inhale brings you to upright and knee stand. Toes curl under. Hands come to the small of the back as the elbows draw toward each other behind you. Inhale lifts from under the sternum and you reach up and back for camel. Breath all the way to the top of the chest. Inhale leads the chin, body follows into upright. Leaving the toes as they are, hands come down to the mat, and exhalation lifts the knees, just bringing some blood back under the kneecaps, relieving the pressure. And exhale lets you lower the knees. Left foot straight out to the left side. Inhale spins the left arm up to the sky. If you notice that the shoulder is hanging up on you, it may be because you're spinning behind the joint. So try taking the thumb a little bit toward your head and then back. One last inhale here. Exhalation lowers the hand, elbows bend, and again they may or may not lower all the way to the mat. Deep release of the left inner thigh, that connection from it into the groin and the pelvic floor. Each inhale makes the spine long and stretched. The exhale lets you just soften and surrender a little bit more. The palms come back to the mat and press back to sawhorse. The knee tucks in underneath you. Again, coming upright to knee stand. Toes curl under, hands at the small of the back, lifting up and reaching into your camel. Pulling upward through the quadriceps, keeping the hips neutral under the shoulders and over the knees. The inhale brings you to upright. Exhale, lowers the hands, and you lift the knees, pressing into downward dog one more time. Releasing your knees to the mat, passing through seated, coming down to your back. Once you've come all the way down, giving yourself a massage, rocking it. You're welcome to hug the knees to the chest if that's your preference. Setting your feet to the floor. Right ankle across the left thigh, number 4 position, triangular gap, no tweaking in the knee. You might just press hand to thigh. You're welcome to hug knee to chest. If you bind, no straining, no lifting of the head, no rounding of the shoulders. And you might just encourage with the elbow, maybe add a little bit of rocking. Breathing deeply and evenly, in and out. Setting the foot to the mat and uncrossing. Sliding out to a full body stretch, arms long, legs long, a little extra space between your waistband and the mat, an intentional arch. And then releasing your arms to your sides. Inhale lets you bend the knees. Give yourself a tiny little rocking massage. And then left ankle across the top of your right thigh. Again, double checking the joints. There's no pinching or torque. Side to side, it might be different. You might do it, move to a different position, different shape or depth. So whether or not you hug the knee to the chest on each side, it's all based on your breath and its smoothness and the sensation on that side of the body. Anytime you add any movement to a pose, just be sure that it is conscious and controlled, not spastic or ballistic. It's thoughtful. If you have knee to chest, set the foot down and uncross. And again, the inhale slides you to a full body stretch. Releasing your arms to rest at your sides. Bending the knees, feet side by side, heels up against the bottom. And as you exhale, the knees open apart, reclining bound angle. Inhale takes the arms long behind the head, and the elbows just soften into a relaxed position. Passive release of the inner thighs, working on range of motion of the head of the femur within the socket itself, stimulating synovial fluid production. Then from here, releasing one arm at a time to your sides. Unfolding one leg at a time out toward the corners, keeping in mind that if this Shavasana shape is unnatural or uncomfortable for you, you can adjust it to bent knees, you can reposition. Releasing that control on the breath and allowing it to shift back toward a normal, natural rhythm, rate, and depth for a couple of moments, resting quietly. Starting to wiggle your fingers and toes as you take a nice deep inhale through the nose and back out through the mouth. Ankles and wrists circle. Knees and elbows soften and straighten. And inhale slides you out to full body stretch to wake everything back up. And then moving into one final rocking massage. Working away any last little knots or kinks. And then finding your way to a seated position that's comfortable for you. Placing the palms together at heart center, thumbs against the chest in gratitude seal. It has been my pleasure to spend this little bit of time with each of you. I miss seeing your faces and hope that we will see each other again in person very soon. Until then, the light that exists within me recognizes and honors that very same light that exists within you. Namaste.